Welcome everyone to the North American Rivals Series Week 3. I am your host for this weekend's festivities, Vaudeville, and joining me in the booth for today's broadcast, we have a Dazzler and a Samael. How are you guys enjoying all the Rocket League we've been experiencing so far?
Rocket League's been good, man. It's definitely been a very interesting rival series, and we have seen that along the course of the season. We've got some exciting matches today as part of the B stream, but we're right here in the middle, like Week 3. And this is where things really start to shake up. We can see teams pull away or really just start to make a run for playoffs here. So definitely an interesting week as time goes on.
No doubt. This is the season for Rocket League as well. This is it's been what my year has been defined by now as we go through these years. I love to say it, actually, that now when we get into this Rocket League season, I am just all amped up with all the different action that we've got. So, yeah, we've seen some great action already this weekend, and I'm ready to get into this Week 3 of Rival Series, no doubt.
It's going to be great. We have some great matches, but before we get into those, we are going to take a quick look at the standings just so we know what everyone is playing for, where people are currently residing in those standings, and what they have to gain and lose this weekend. Stromboli currently sitting at the top 4-0. Omni Nation, they're also doing pretty good themselves. And then you can see down towards the bottom, 72 Pin Connector, RBG, Absolute Leverage, Monkey Business. Anyone really standing out so far in the first few weeks of play that we've seen?
Obviously Stromboli. Definitely Stromboli. They have been playing out of their mind, and they've had some wins where a lot of people thought that they would take losses in. So they've been doing, again, a super good job as the rival series has gone on so far. But like we said, midweek point here. So there's still chances for other teams. I mean, you see Charlotte Phoenix sitting at 6th today. They play Mirage, who are at 3rd. Only a 1-game difference here. So just that matchup alone that we'll have up first is going to be a big matchup.
And we're looking at kind of a log jam after those top 2 teams there as well. So definitely a lot of time for teams to position themselves. Got to really shout out Omni Nation as well. 3-0 start. These guys are kind of rookies to the rival series. So for Omni Nation, I'm really impressed with how they've started. And the good news is we get to see both Stromboli and Omni Nation tonight.
It's going to be a great series of matches. Just to go through a quick run through over the matches we have before we get into our first one. Charlotte Phoenix versus Mirage, Omni Nation versus Absolute Leverage, and Stromboli versus RBG Esports. And the one we have first up on the docket, we talked a little bit before the stream, and this one's probably going to be the closest matchup to date, at least in Rival Series B stream that we've seen so far. So why don't y'all tell us about the two teams and what we can expect from them before we get into this matchup?
So first off, we have Charlotte Phoenix, who are sitting at 6th place. Remember, these guys stayed in the rival series from last season, but they swapped out Jay Wismont with Turin Turo. And so far, it's been a bit of a shaky start. They're 1-2 right now. Haven't been looking as good. But at the same time, on the other side, you have Mirage, who just jumped in. I believe that is Freshness. What is he going by now? Russell, J. Russ, and Luke. And those guys have definitely been making a more positive streak. They're sitting at 2-1. And in that 3rd place spot. So they're looking to keep up the momentum, and a win against Charlotte Phoenix would be huge for them. And that being said, Charlotte Phoenix aren't feeling good, as I do believe, they got 3-0 swept on Friday by Stromboli. So they're definitely looking to bounce back.
It's going to be great to see what they can do in this matchup. Going to send it on over to y'all. And also, if you want to vote in chat who you think is going to win, !CLT or !MIG for Mirage. We'll see what everyone thinks. I think it's probably going to be Charlotte Phoenix. They've proven themselves in the past. I think they can take this one, but there is a lot of work ahead of them. I'll leave it to y'all to give us your predictions.
That's bold, Daz. I like that from VOD coming in. I like that.
I know.
What are you thinking?
Man, for me, it's tough because Mirage, if we look at their wins right now, they swept Warriors and they went 5 games against 72 PC. They lost to Omni Nation, though. And for Charlotte, going off of a sweep, I mean, they've lost their last 2 series to Stromboli and to Absolute Leverage in 5 games. So Charlotte Phoenix not looking too hot right now. I actually have to give the edge, though, to Mirage. I think they can take it. It'll be close, though. It'll be 5 games because I have yet to see the Charlotte Phoenix potential that I know the roster can have. So once we get into this one, I do think that it'll be Mirage. That's what I'm going with.
All right, I'm kind of right there with you, to be honest with you. I think I got to take Mirage, but Charlotte Phoenix are the kind of players that can surprise us at any time. So if any team can step up and change their spot in the standings, it is Charlotte Phoenix. They've got the pedigree, but I do agree. Mirage is looking very good to start this season. We'll see which team heads in the opposite directions on the standings. We got 5 minutes on the clock, Daz, and we're about underway with game 1 of our first night of the match. First match of the night.
I see Twitch chat going with Charlotte here for the most part. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we're a little split off, but we do have the game live on your screen. It is going to be game 1 between these two. And Russell went by so many names. It was Big Russ, it was Chicken, it was Murphy. Hopefully he sticks with this one. That being said, he's definitely been a top player in terms of that kind of bubble season, preseason. So him teaming up with Luke and Freshness has been good, but look at the pressure already from Charlotte. Great pass play, but a good block. Shout out to Ventura.
Yeah, and it was J. Russ with that block, came in streaking out of nowhere. Good job to keep that off the board. He confuses me, Daz. I do my best to keep up with things, but when a guy's going to change his name that much, it gets confusing. I will say J. Russ. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, we'll try to follow it as best as we can. Here he is, though, trying to put a little pressure for it. Karma cleared away. And Charlotte Phoenix moving downfield. Look at the creativity. Turinturo, such a mechanical player as he pushes the ball downfield. He's trying to sneak away with a goal. Freshness will be there to knock it off. I do like the fact that Charlotte relying on their strengths here. Shadow, a great player. Turinturo, smart mechanically, can move the ball downfield. And it's worked out for them in terms of pushing the ball into the offensive end, but they're stuck on their own end. Russell off the backboard, no follow-up. The Shadow will be able to make control until it gets pushed back in. And then Charlotte will take time. But look at Mirage. They're waiting for a mistake coming out from Charlotte. Keeping the ball in the midfield. Post chance and Shadow with the block.
Yeah, keeping Charlotte back in their end. Charlotte Phoenix have such good individual ability. All 3 players so skilled. They got to find a way to have that teamwork, though. I think that's one thing we've lacked from Charlotte. See if they can get that here. Finally, though, they do get that clear and look to get set up on offense.
Charlotte has been known for having the most team play than most rival series teams. I mean, we've seen them have set kickoff plays that have or have not worked in their favor. Mostly hit than miss. And Mirage, the opposite in terms of that sequence there. Turns out to be a pass play, and Karma will score off the counterattack.
Yeah, and it is a counter transition goal from Phoenix. Doesn't matter how you get it done, that you do. You had all 3 players for Phoenix looking offense there as the Mirage defense does everything they can to get back, but obviously not enough. The first goal does come to Phoenix. Mirage had some good offense early, but you got to watch out for that transition. So deadly.
And it all starts out from the double commit. You saw Freshness go up, and Russell kind of faked out his own teammate. Now, they'll have to fight back. Shadow, shot, going in, top corner. Phoenix on the board again.
And Shadow's a big player for Phoenix as well. Obviously, a mainstay last season and so good at finding that offense when the defense gives him a chance. He is able to find openings so quickly. Gets it done there with the second goal now for Charlotte Phoenix as they extend their lead just a little bit. Great job at staving off that early attack, and now Charlotte Phoenix are beginning to find themselves.
And Shadow, definitely a player that you look at, and I mean, we talk about Turinturo's mechanics a lot, but Shadow definitely is up there with him as well.
No doubt.
And when he gets on, I mean, the shot placement for him is so nice.
Yeah, you don't want to leave Shadow open, that's for sure, because he'll definitely put it on net at the very least. Another chance coming for Shadow. Can he get J. Russ? He does not. That is going to set up Phoenix yet again.
So ball moving downfield, Freshness. Chance for Mirage on offense, and Shadow will try to push this one into the midfield. Good carry from Shadow. And trying to set up something here for Charlotte. It's in front of the box. Karma looking for a touch. Can't quite get it. Turinturo will have to buy his team some time. Play down, and I like the transition. Luke on this one. Doesn't have enough boost to beat out Karma. Freshness looking for the infield pass. J-Rush shot, but blocked. This defense there for Charlotte. Another one, and Freshness will be able to slip it through. Pressure there from Mirage, just too much.
Yeah, the rebound was actually a double commit in the goal, which left A little bit of space for Mirage, and J-Russ makes no mistake. That pass right out center on the tape. Beautiful play, beautiful infield passing play from Mirage. They cut this lead now to 1, and they've still got time. Need a block here, big one.
Now with a minute left, game 1. This one plays out. Freshness, oh no, he hesitates a little bit. Shadow's able to get a solid touch. Mirage needs to move this one downfield. Freshness goes up, a strong clear. Waiting here. He's in a tough spot. Karma is following, shadowing Shadow. Pushes it into the corner. Mirage back and forth here with Charlotte, but the time isn't on their side. They have 30 seconds remaining here in game 1. Pace of game is tremendously slowed down, and it doesn't seem like they could create any opportunities.
No, time is definitely running low, and you know, Phoenix are so good individually. They're gonna block the goal, and that's what they've gone into, is this defensive shell. Karma with a big block there. Freshness up into the air, put it on, but Shadow gets in his way. Just 10 seconds. We are counting down here. Daz in the final moment. We have pressure for Mirage. Can they keep it up into the air? They will not. Karma will let it drop, and Phoenix take game 1.
Get game 1 from Charlotte. Phoenix, they were able to consistently move the ball downfield, apply some pressure too. Shadow, great goal from him, and then also Karma, 100% goal participation between those two, both assisting each other's goals. So team play from Charlotte, like you said, we wanted to see more of that, and we did. Now for Mirage, they actually outshot Charlotte, but they just couldn't find the back of the net. The defense was there.
Yeah, and the defense name of the game as well, because you've got 3 players, like I said, for Charlotte Phoenix that are so good individually. Each player could beat you in ones. If you're watching right now, each player could beat you in ones. They're going to win. So, I mean, you've got that mindset where they have tough shots against them, and they're able to just dispatch it easily. It makes it tough when you go down. So for Mirage, got to make sure and come out a little bit stronger. They were able to cut that lead to 1, but not able to get that tying goal in the end there. So the early minutes of next game, game 2, are going to prove really crucial for Mirage as we move forward.
Yeah, and these games aren't necessarily shutouts, right? It's a 1-goal game. And if you think about it, if Mirage didn't double commit when they were on offense, that led to that kind of breakout play where Shadow passes to Karma, this would still be a tied up game. They had one mistake on offense, and then Charlotte saw an opportunity and punished them for it. So definitely Mirage, you need to kind of fit in terms of this series, get more comfortable. And then if they can do that, I feel like they'll have a much better chance.
No doubt, and they got to watch for those individual 50-50s that we see from Phoenix as well. They're going to try to get down the field as a single player and open up space for their team. So yeah, start to win those 50s. Make sure you get in the face of Phoenix and challenge everything that they've got.
So Karma looking for Turnturo. This is right off the start. First 10 seconds in game 2. And Freshness with a strong clear downfield. Shadow will pop that one up. Not a good touch though. Gives Freshness the net, but he pops it up high. So Luke will instead go for demos in the meantime, try to throw off the defense from Charlotte, but they still hold on. Shot from Freshness off. Luke with the follow-up, double commit on defense. Russell, can he get it in? They will out-pressure Charlotte for the first goal.
Yeah, you talked about the defense. They appeared to be collapsing just a little bit for Charlotte. Ends up being a goal here in the end for J-Russ. Great early pressure for Mirage. Talked about how they need to come out strong, and that is exactly what they're looking for.
I mean, those double demos from Luke were just crucial. I mean, putting the team on the respawn, and you still have Luke and Freshness peppering the net. There was only so much they could do, and I took a double commit, and that was all they needed. So now, first goal of the game. We got 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in game 2. Mirage with a 1-goal lead. Karma tries to put a shot on, but J-Russ there. Turnturo. Oh, it's got a lot of space. He tries to push that one in front of the box. Shadow with the shot, and he forces it in. Charlotte Phoenix strike back.
Yet another strike by Shadow. He is so good at recognizing when the defense has made a miscue, and he will be right there to make you pay. Yet another there as Shadow gets a tie goal for Phoenix. Not going to keep them down for long. Too good of players on the other side, and we are back where we started.
Oh, almost a kickoff goal there for Charlotte. Good play from Karma in the corner, but good speed from Shadow. He can score this. Karma looking for the bump. They can't get the dunk. Great pressure there. But it will be a breakout play for Mirage as they try to move downfield. Russell will go high, but here's Karma with the control. She'll kind of clear it out, eliminate the danger. A back and forth play for both teams.
And I love that from Karma. That is the name of the game for Phoenix, where one player can buy your team time. It looked like they were maybe in a tough spot, but all of a sudden Karma takes the ball all the way downfield and uses her individual skill to just buy her teammates time. That is literally the bread and butter there for Phoenix.
You give them time, and they'll use all of it. I mean, Turo, he would love to have space in the midfield. You give him the space, he'll put on a show. Same for Shadow, same for Karma. So that's a team where you don't want to give them much space to because they'll use it, and they have. And look at this, Mirage trying to eliminate the space. Shadow will clear it downfield. Turo pushing this into the corner. Hops over one, but it just allows Turo to get a bump. Open net chance here. Shadow has to get there quick. Shot just over the bar. That could have been the Charlotte lead there. They try to still apply pressure, but ball in midfield. And Mirage kind of set on defense now.
Mirage should be thanking themselves as well that the accuracy was not there because there was not a defender in sight. Certainly would have been the second goal for Phoenix, but Mirage play on. But they do so back on defense, having such trouble now getting out of their own end.
Oh, the angle! Turo! I talked about it earlier. You can't give him space. They hit this one in the corner. It's a double commit turn. Recognizes where the defense is. He has time, and he puts it high just under the bar with enough power that the defense can't react to it. It's a great goal, and it gives Charlotte the lead.
Beautiful second touch from Turo, the best goal scorer last season. He's looking to pick up where he left off there, and that was an absolute beauty to put Phoenix on top.
Looking for another one. That one will bounce off the post. Chance for Mirage to move downfield. It'll go off the corner. Here's J-Russ hitting it high, and look at the control from him as he gets a close challenge. Luke plays it high. Freshness in the air. Can he be turned? No, he gets a piece of it. Luke plays it in middle. Oh, that's a dangerous ball, but J-Russ, he can't get past Shadow. Charlotte Phoenix trying to hold on to their 2-goal lead. Mirage put on so much pressure when they're on offense.
Yeah, they really are, and right now, Boost Starve is the name of the game for Phoenix. They have got almost no boost. That's allowing Mirage to continue this offensive onslaught, but Mirage have got to take advantage and find the accuracy. No shots on net, just everything to the corner right now.
So Freshness. Oh, just blocked from Turo. Minute 10 left, and a similar situation from game one. Mirage down by 1, with Charlotte looking to increase their scoreline. Freshness with the carry, and he will push this into the Charlotte Phoenix end. Luke, play out, Shadow. Nice touch in the midfield. Freshness puts it back in. Turo, that's a high ball, and gives a little bit of space here for Mirage to push downfield. Luke looking for the double. It goes to Freshness. He has J-Russ in midfield if he can get it to him. He's doing some extra work there, but dangerous challenge, and they'll have to let Karma clear it. Oh, that's a slow touch. It forces a double connection. Freshness get there in time, barely making the save. And Charlotte are holding on defense, transitions to offense. Mirage are struggling to find an answer here.
Yeah, just holding on were Mirage with that save by J-Russ, giving them a chance now with a shot coming through. But they will need to get set up. Time running out, 10 seconds to go. J-Russ, can he get it by? He does. He needs someone out center. No, doesn't look for the pass. That's going to maybe do it.
And you had Luke and Freshness. They were both up. Now they have to perfectly play this downfield. It's going to roll and hit the ground. And Charlotte take game 2, Sam. 2-1, just like last time. For Mirage, it just, man, it's really tough. Because they have good ideas. They can out-pressure Charlotte and break that defense. But it takes a while for them to even get on offense. And then when they do, it's really tough for them to hold on to possession.
No doubt, and you can't blame them too much because obviously Phoenix so good at playing these challenges. Just the 50s in general. If you don't win 50 after 50 against Phoenix, next thing you know, the ball's going to be out of their end. I think Mirage got to string together that one final shot. They're just looking for that one shot to get them overboard, that one tough shot, the one that's just not that easy save. For Mirage, they're doing a great job of. Yeah, exactly. I mean, can they trade for Turinturo? I don't know that they can. They can think about that, but it would be. I mean, he's fantastic, right? But no, I think they've got the play, like you said. They're controlling things at times, but they just can't find that one pressure play that really makes Phoenix look uncomfortable.
And we talk about Turinturo. He was 100% shooting, one shot, one goal for him, and 400 points. So, although he only did that and got an assist on offense, again, it was one of those things for Charlotte where 100% offense where Shadow, 1 goal, 1 assist, Turinturo, 1 goal, 1 assist. They always are finding each other through these team plays, no matter what. They're assisting each other whenever they can. And although turn shot was definitely just more of, I think, right place, right time. He gets a double commit in the corner, has space, sure, find the angle. I feel like Mirage could benefit a lot if they could adopt that play style more or get in the way of it. Cut out those passes from Charlotte. You can pressure them on offense and you can beat them to the ball a lot. But also find each other. Like you said, in the final 10 seconds, there was an option there. Russ had Freshness and Luke both pushing in, all in on offense in the midfield, and he couldn't get the ball to him. And I don't know if that was just his choice or just for the fact that he had someone in front of him. But either way, if he could have got that ball out, that could have been a tight game.
No doubt, and he made a great play to get to that point. It's kind of what I was saying, that final look, that final play, just that one extra one. If they start connecting on that, all of a sudden it's a whole new series. So Phoenix cannot get comfortable on defense. I think Mirage have done a good job of pressing, but Phoenix have been the team that has been a little bit more clutch, taking advantage of those just tiny spaces, the little tiny spaces. We're getting to the nitty-gritty here, Daz, and there ain't much to look at.
Yeah, nitty-gritty. 1 life left here for Mirage, and they will strike first. J. Russ with the goal.
Hey, right out the gate. This happened last time, so I won't get too excited. But that was a beautiful play from Freshness right there. Sets up J. Russ. Individual efforts, even in threes, are huge for your team. And Freshness shows it there as he gets the first goal, even though it is his teammate J. Russ who cashes in. But now for Mirage, can they find that elusive 2-goal lead?
Yeah, they've been only stuck to 1 goal. Look at the pass play. Karma will give a little extra juice on it. It'll go off the backboard. They get pushed downfield. Freshness has a chance. Luke in middle, but he backflips on that one. So J. Russ will have to come up. He'll try to set up Luke again, but defense from Charlotte kind of already comfortable. I can say that, but there might be a chance for Freshness. Turinturo, a great save in front of the box. Gets pushed downfield. Karma will try to pick it up. Demo, though, from Freshness, and it will eliminate the pace. It'll allow Mirage to move downfield. J. Russ off the backboard. I like J. Russ in the air. When he gets that control, he can really push the ball into the Charlotte Phoenix's end. There he is again, looking for the shot. It's on, but Shadow has him read. What a save.
Yeah, what a read from Shadow, because that was a tough shot, but Shadow read it all the way. Another big block from Shadow. He's the defensive king here so far. He already has 2 big saves for Phoenix.
Oh, that's dangerous. Sam, what happened?
Hey, it's a miscue. It's nothing but, honestly. You got J. Russ in the air, and I got to call it. It's the danger of the flip reset. Even though he's up a little high, I don't know what he would have done much with it. You see the defense has to be expecting it. Just up off the back wall, just lets it fall. What can I say? He just let the ball fall. That's a 200 IQ play there. Sometimes the missed touch is the best touch.
And Charlotte defense collapses in front of their own net. I mean, they were on sync. That was a team pinch into their own goal. Unlucky. But they still have time to get back into this one. Here's Karma being aggressive, but Luke will make the save. It's bounced back in midfield, and Fresh is trying to find his teammate. A great cutout from Turinturo. He gets a demo. Karma, chance, shot, in. Charlotte, they pick it back up.
The demo, huge there. Turinturo starts it off, puts it right into the face of the defense, and takes out that final defender that would have been crucial there to make the save for Mirage. Charlotte Phoenix able to battle back now, and we still have tons of time on the clock. Mirage, this is their game. They have their backs against the wall. They can't give it up here. Big save from Luke.
She's feeling it. She's been feeling it on offense so far. Force another touch to the side. Turnturo. Infield pass, but a little bit wide. Shadow. Nice challenge there to push it into the corner. Goes again for the shot. You can't give him that ball, J-Russ. He tapped it out just a little bit, and Shadow almost put a banger in the net.
And you see that confidence coming out from Phoenix as well. And there it is, Shadow starting to just absolutely wake up, put his team on his back, starts that off. It's Karma in between. Wow. Wow, Karma said, hey, let me do this for a second. Let me just take this ball for a second, Shadow. I'll see you in just a second.
The speed on that offensive sequence for Charlotte. I mean, they were just out beating Mirage to the ball. You can tell they want this win. We're tied up 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Ball on Mirage is in as they have not been able to hold on to a lead here in this series. It's going to be Freshness hitting this off to the side, and Turnturo will try to pick it up. Turn has Karma midfield. A good demo, though, to knock it away. Mirage struggling to get out of their own end, but they finally make something happen. Infield pass, blocked out from Karma. Ball bounces up, Turin gets beat out from Russ. Mirage with a chance here. J-Russ, can he get the bump on Karma? No, she will be able to make the save and try to clear this downfield. Both teams getting very aggressive here. Remember, Mirage, last life of their series. And Charlotte looking to close this one out. Turin shot off. Mirage will be able to clear this out.
The aggression from both teams is what you'd hope to see. J-Russ up top can't find the accuracy, but this aggression, Daz, I know it's game 3, but this is exactly where we want to be in this series. Both teams now finding themselves, and it feels like that next goal going to decide things. J-Russ out center to Luke, can't find a big block from Turnturo.
It's speedy, it's definitely speedy, and both teams have to be careful at this point because the faster he gets, the more mistake can cost you the game. So now it's downfield. Final minute here in game 3 is Mirage on the offense. Turnturo to Karma, gets it out and on the back wall of J-Russ, who will pick it up. He's looking to control this. Nice bounce. He has someone in midfield. He's trying to get it there. It does pop out in the mid, but too far from Luke, so Luke will back up and get a good turn on it. Karma, the slow pace. It allows, again, look at this. It allows Charlotte to get back into their own end, and then they can make a play out.
It really is their style. They rely on their teammates to buy each other space, buy each other time. Charlotte uses a lot of boost, So you're going to have to give your teammates time to regather themselves. They do it so well.
And you can just see Karma. Great ball control here. Pass Luke in front. Shadow. Shot. Bang! In the final 11 seconds here. Look at this.
That is not supposed to happen. That is not supposed to happen. Someone is not supposed to be that good. She ran out of boost, but she had everything because of exactly where Karma put the ball. Beautiful play by Karma. And who else but Shadow comes in and just finishes it off. That is absolutely what they do. And now 7 seconds, Daz. All of a sudden, time is running out for Mirage.
No time on the clock. Ball goes away from him, and Charlotte Phoenix 3-0 sweep Mirage. All 1-goal games, but very close. And I mean, what a series. GG's to them for the win, and I'm not surprised at this point. Every goal assisted, and Shadow and Karma, they just had the synergy that game. You could see it the way they were moving on the field, Sam. Like, they were just on another level, and they wanted to win. They got it.
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly right. Shadow found his way to make his mark when he needed to. What's it say when Turnturo is the guy on the bottom of the scoreboard for your team?
Yeah, right.
That's going to be pretty good because he is an absolute amazing player in his own right. Vod, can you believe that? Did you?
Oh my goodness!
Did you say Phoenix? Did you say Phoenix? Is that what you?
I did say Phoenix at the beginning. I'm not going to rub it in at all. I did not think it would go this way. A 3-0 sweep. And especially how close that last game was. They were down by 2, somehow able to come back. And let's just talk about why that was. That was Karma and Shadow, along with Turnturo. All of them worked together, but mainly Karma, allowing them to achieve that 3rd game victory.
And, I mean, looking at them, watching them play, especially, okay, in games 1 and 2, it was a little bit slower. But the pass plays, the transition plays were fantastic for them. You talk about game number 2, again, like, Definitely Turnturo stepped up. He got a beautiful shot that we talked about. Nice angle from him. But game 3, they were down by 2, and there was just an incredible run. It was the pace of the game changed. I don't know if they told Karma to ball chase or what happened, but she was all over the field, and the rest of her teammates started to follow up off of that and make plays. So they definitely turned it up, and Mirage it just seemed like they had good ideas. I definitely do feel like they could have took a couple of games off. They had the potential there, but Charlotte controlled it. And it was definitely more Charlotte playing well than it was Mirage playing bad. It was just they were just on another level today.
And you have to play your pace. Mirage did not find their style until maybe about midway through that final game, and at that point you're already down 0-2. You're in a tough spot. I mean, yeah, you might compete, but each game's so tough to win. You cannot wait until game 3 to finally start to get your game going. I just feel like for Mirage, unfortunately, just a little bit too late for them. And Phoenix, they came out strong, never let up. Impressive display. And now both of these teams sitting at 2-2 in the standings. So that's really big for Phoenix to kind of rewrite that ship a little bit after an early start. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is the Phoenix we were expecting to see going into the season. They finally found their footing. It just is a matter of if they can hold on, if they can stand up and remain moving forward as they have throughout this series itself. If they can do that, they're going to be looking good going into the final weeks. But this is the midway point, as both of you mentioned. There's a lot that can change in the standings, a lot more matches to be played. We still have so many more as well. We'll do one more point before we throw it to a quick break as well. Since we want to have these be teachable moments for the players if they do get a loss, and you mentioned it yourself, Daz, it was more Charlotte Phoenix playing so well than Mirage making too many mistakes.
Right.
Do you think it's more kind of the teamwork on coordination on offense that they need to work on Mirage, or what exactly is it that they can do going into their future matches?
I do think it's definitely more of that. Charlotte had a lot of space in the midfield, and I feel like if you give Turnturo space in the midfield, then it's fine. Also, Charlotte were in such a good position confidence-wise that there were times where Karma would game 3, she just sat on the corner and waited for the challenge because she's just buying her team time if she's playing that third man position. So for them, it might be a boost thing too that they might have to look at, that might have had them on the back end so much. If that's the case, then that just is what it is. But Mirage definitely need to get in front of teams a lot more. Out pressuring teams definitely seems like the big factor for them. If Luke can start getting his demos to get his offensive rotation in, that'll work out great for them. But the problem really does stem from just giving team space in the midfield. They get stuck on their own end and then they just get out pressured. So gotta start there, cut things off in the midfield, find each other, get more passes, and then just go from there. Because once they set up the good offensive pressure that we know that they have, then that's when they start scoring and lighten up the scoreboard.
And this is not the team that you didn't want to pressure in the midfield, right? Charlotte Phoenix are looking for those 50 challenges. And if it's not there, they're just going to control the ball on you all the way through until the next 50. But by that time, you're already down into your own corner or you're letting something up in front of your net. So no, I agree with you 100%, Daz. The pace of play for Mirage was just not there. They've got to be able to push their opponent because for Charlotte, they were just too comfortable playing their own game. And when you give Charlotte that much space, you are definitely going to end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
So speaking of that space that was given to Charlotte, if they aren't given that in the future matches that they have, they're going to have to adapt. What can they do to keep the momentum going from the 3-0 sweep here?
See, you're asking me too many questions, Vibe, because you said you had one more point, and now you're asking me more questions.
It's such a good series. We have to talk a little bit more about it.
Anyway,
this wasn't in the script.
You see what I'm saying? Anyway, but no,
sorry.
For Mirage, it's tough, right? Because they were 1-goal games. Mirage came out early and got early leads all the time, but they couldn't hold on to it. They dropped it. They let teams be able to fight back. They couldn't really do anything with any of the offensive momentum or any offensive pressure. They gave up 3 goals to Charlotte. They went on a 3-goal run. So defense and midfield presence, that's why I say the midfield presence is so important. Because for them, for Charlotte, when they got on offense, Mirage couldn't get anything out of their midfield. Charlotte just said, okay, we're going to have one guy all the way back. We'll have Shadow play it on the midfield. Everyone on that team is good enough to play third man because, of course, they get all the space. They can set up a 1v1 or not a 1v1, a solo play themselves. Turnturo can just air dribble all the way downfield. Everyone can get boost, recuperate, do it all over again. So for Mirage, they have to be able to eliminate that entirely. Get in front of them, challenge them in the air, cut off the passes. And when you are on defense, don't give away possession so often. There was a shot that Shadow almost scored because Russ, like, he got the lightest touch, but the ball got away from him. And it got away from him towards Shadow. Keep it close to you. Set up a player based off that. Because if not, then we're going to see similar things to what we saw today. Mirage, again, they didn't play bad necessarily, but they definitely kind of gave Charlotte that win when it could have been theirs.
And when you've got the lead, you talked about the lead a little bit, Daz, you've got to focus on then that is your absolute moment to play your style. There should be no fear there. You've done what you can to score, and now is a time to really establish yourself as a team. And if it really just felt like that was the time for Charlotte Phoenix to push back, they did such a good job. You talked about games 2 and 3. We saw the first goal coming from Mirage, and they still lose that game. So that's a team that needs to understand that they have that momentum. They need to find themselves in that moment. I just didn't see it. And for Phoenix, great job being able to come back from behind, because that is definitely the mark of a good team.
Yeah, you both mentioned it a few times there as well in the previous questions, that it took Mirage a little bit too long to get things started. In this third game, looked pretty good. They had the lead. They were up by 2. Finally, it took them some time to get to that point, but again, they just got ahead of themselves, weren't as confident as they could be. So hopefully going into the future matches that they have, they'll be able to regain that after just ironing out the kinks there. But we are going to take a quick little break before we get into our next matchup. It is going to be Omni Nation and Absolute Leverage, another great one. Don't go anywhere. This is Rival Esports, the North American Rival Series B-Stream, and we'll be back in just a few moments.